The Kitchen Mystic. Extraordinary in the ordinary. Here is a short story about discovering conscious union with God in the simplest moments, where an ordinary kitchen becomes a sanctuary of living presence. Every morning before the village stirred, Sonia entered her little kitchen and opened the curtains above the sink. Sunlight streamed through the glass in long golden beams, touching the wooden table, the copper kettle, and yesterday's crumbs. To anyone else, it was simply a kitchen. To Sonia, it was a monastery without walls. She did not wear ceremonial robes. She wore a faded blue apron with flower on the pocket. She carried no sacred staff, only a wooden spoon. She had no stained glass windows, yet shafts of light danced through the rising steam as if heaven had come for breakfast. Sonia had once believed that finding God required extraordinary experiences. She had searched for perfect silence, powerful visions, and signs that would shake the sky. Yet the harder she tried to reach the divine, the farther away it seemed. Then one morning, while scrubbing a stubborn pan, she stopped. She noticed the warm water flowing over her hands. She heard a bird singing outside the window. She watched one soap bubble catch the sunlight and hold an entire rainbow. "I don't know how to find you," she whispered. A gentle knowing arose within her. "You do not need to find what is already here." Sonia became still. The water continued running. The bird continued singing. The bubble burst without complaint. Nothing spectacular happened, yet everything felt alive. From that day forward, Sonia practiced being a kitchen mystic. When the kettle whistled, she treated it as a bell calling her into the present. When she chopped vegetables, she gave each movement her full attention. When bread burned, she opened the window, laughed, and let the smoke drift away without turning it into a tragedy. Whenever her mind became busy and dizzy, she placed both hands on the counter and quietly said, "Step back. Let love lead." Then she listened. Sometimes love guided her to add a pinch of salt. Sometimes it guided her to rest. Sometimes it prompted her to carry a bowl of soup to a lonely neighbor. Love did not always speak in grand instructions. Often it simply said, "Be here." One afternoon, her neighbor Tomas arrived looking troubled. "I made another mistake," he said. "I don't think I'm very good at life." Sonia was peeling garlic. She looked beyond his tired face and remembered the light within him. She did not try to correct him. She handed him a clove of garlic and invited him to sit beside her. Together, they peeled in silence. After a while, Tomas sighed. "You haven't told me what to do." "I don't know what you should do," Sonia replied. "But I know what you are." Tomas looked up. "You are still love," she said, "even while you believe otherwise." Something softened in him. His shoulders dropped, and the kitchen grew quiet enough for both of them to hear the rain beginning outside. Sonia realized this was the miracle, not changing Tomas, but seeing him truly. She did not need special talents. She only needed the willingness to overlook appearances and recognize the light they shared. Soon, people began visiting the little kitchen. They came for tea, bread, soup, or sometimes no reason at all. Sonia welcomed each one as though God had knocked, wearing another costume. She listened without rushing. She blessed without preaching. She allowed laughter, tears, interruptions, and burnt toast to belong. The villagers began calling her the kitchen mystic. Sonia laughed whenever she heard it. "A mystic is only someone willing to look within," she told them. God is just as present while washing a cup as while kneeling in a temple. And so her kitchen remained delightfully ordinary. There were dishes to wash, onions to chop, floors to sweep, and crumbs that returned no matter how often she wiped the table. Yet beneath every task flowed an invisible presence, steady as a river and bright as morning. Sonia no longer reached for extraordinary experiences. She became carefree while being cared for. She rested in love and let love shine through her hands. The spoon stirred, the kettle sang, the sunlight poured across the table, and in the heart of the ordinary, the extraordinary had never stopped happening. Only love, only God, only now. May we sing, rest, and dance our way home together.